And although we may live within a world of uncertainty, it is all in the way that we choose to perceive, our perception. And within the midst of all of this seemingly chaos, may we retreat within the beautiful essence of the spirit of our heart souls, to become the very best version of ourselves and to know his peace, for this is the way that we were designed to be. You see, I believe the brighter you shine your light, the more radiant the world becomes. And there has never been a more important time than now to shine your light bright. My name is Devra Lindsay, and my journey to wellness began a very long time ago. And you know, I've been asked the same question for the last 20 years. How did you find yourself in the profession that you are in today? And my answer is because it saved my life and became my life's work and my ministry. My journey began the day I said hello to this world. I was allergic to my mother's breast milk, which if a mother is able to provide this for their child, it is so very important for establishing a strong digestive and immune system response as they grow. And that would lead on to many food sensitivities, allergies to Mother Nature and fabrics, and acute and chronic constipation. I was in and out of the hospital searching for answers, only to be told that there were none. And at this point, my elimination process was weekly. As I grew older in my teens and young 20s, I was eliminating once per month. Eliminating once a month is not life sustainable without health challenges, period. And then the day came in 1994 that would forever change the course of my life's journey. I was at a health fair in the Houstonian Club. And there I would meet an individual that would become my greatest mentor. This day changed my overall health and my life's path direction into a whole new career. As I walked into that room, I gravitated towards someone's energy. I'm sure that you can all relate to that. I walked up to this individual. She looked into my eyes and she spoke. You are full of shit and you need my enzymes. And that is the day that I met Dr. Dickie Fuller, and that was exactly what she spoke to me. She definitely had me on hello. Are you kidding me? All right.
Devra, have you shared your screen?
Tiana, can you not see me? Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Sorry, y'all, just little technical difficulties. I do not see your presentation, but did you share your screen?
Okay, let's see. I sure thought I did. All right, hang on. I think I need to end the show if I so dare. It's the only way I know to go back to get this back up.
That's fine. Let's try that.
Have you guys been able to hear me speak?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. And what you've said is beautiful.
Okay. I so love you, Tiana. Okay. And can you see the screen now?
I do not see it.
Okay. I don't know why. Is it because I was off the webcam for too long?
It shouldn't be. No.
Okay. Now, oh wow. I'm not quite sure what to do here.
Well, we can just do it without the presentation. We'll just listen to you. It'll be like a podcast.
Oh, no, hang on. Let's figure this out. There's got to be a way because the presentation is so powerful.
Okay. Everybody just hang on just a second. We're just working on getting the presentation up for you.
So you still can't see it?
I do not see it. Can y'all hop on the chat box and let me know if you're seeing it?
Okay. Tiana, I'm not sure what to do here. We did great earlier.
That's right. Yeah, we did. It's worked great in the test run.
Okay, let me go back to, we're going to get this, guys. Thanks for your patience. Still nothing. How about now?
Oh, yes, I see it now. Perfect.
Okay.
Well done, Devra.
My apologies, guys. So I'd like to go back to when, one moment. Give me a half a second because this is so important. Yes, the day that I met Dr. Fuller, it changed my life. And she really did say that to me. And it had me on hello. So, Dr. Fuller also, I'm going to go off cam right now, guys. Oh, wait, you got it? Tiana, you have my screen. Okay,
yes,
awesome.
I see your presentation.
Okay, you audience, you're amazing people. Thank you for being here with me. So if anything can go wrong in your first webinar, like it sort of just did, I am like so cool as a cucumber right now. Okay, so that day she provided an assessment for me known as biochemical individualism, her science-based body typing. It's a specific measurement and placed me into one of 4 biochemical types. Not only did I finally understand what I should and shouldn't be eating, I was also provided with the insight of an overstimulated gland from the endocrine system, my thyroid, that had been causing health challenges for me for years. No other testing was able to determine this at that point. And importantly, one of the genetic predispositions for the biochemical group that I was in was constipation. And finally, I received answers that I had been searching for so long. I started taking Dr. Fuller's plant-based enzymes, digestive enzymes, probiotic, proteases that day. And she gave me her personal phone number that day. And I always have to pause when I say that because, guys, we didn't have cell phones back then. We only had pagers and landlines. And 2 days later, I called her. I was emotional on the phone. I was crying tears of joy because not only I'd been on her enzymes for such a short period of time, I noticed such a dramatic difference in my energy and my overall health and well-being. You know, the reason as well that I was emotional is because I was in my young 30s and I hadn't been feeling well for all these years of my life. And I thought that that was as good as it gets. And that is not true. There are way too many people out there that are silently suffering, searching for answers. And so through my tears, I thanked her. I thanked Dr. Fuller, and I had told her that the enzymes were a miracle. And here are the words that she spoke to me. The miracle is in how wondrously designed we are, that when you give the body the right tools that it needs, it can clear away the waste and it can manage its resources. And on that day, Dr. Fuller would also refer me to a colon hydrotherapist where I would begin a series of colonics sessions that would take me from my elimination process of once a month to every day after every meal, which is exactly as it should be. Colon hydrotherapy and Dr. Fuller's science-based body typing and enzyme therapy changed my life, and I knew my path was now headed in a completely different and unexpected direction. My life and my health were forever changed, and I wanted to bless others in the same way that Dr. Fuller blessed me on that day. So here are our topics of conversation today, and any one of these is its own webinar. And I would like to start with first, why transformation? As practitioners, doctors, I feel very strongly that we all have a responsibility to the clients and the patients that we provide care for. They rely upon us, they trust us, and this is an honor and a privilege that we take so very seriously. Transformation Enzymes has been around for a long time, 29 years, I believe. So it wouldn't have been unusual if someone else would have come along and figured things out in a better way. And then I would look to Dr. Fuller and she'd understand, and I would say, thank you so much for making an extraordinary difference in my life, but now I have to go over here and work with this company. And that has never happened. Why? Because of the integrity of their formulations and the authenticity of their mission and their purpose. And I have witnessed them continually raise their own bar for their standards to make sure that they are delivering the very purest of ingredients and their heart's passion and desire to make a difference with each person, one enzyme at a time. Secrets of the ancient healers. Long before the word colonic came to use, popular healers of ancient times understood the need to cleanse the colon. Since ancient times, from continent to continent and over thousands of years, the cleansing of the colon remained a staple method of healing the intestinal tract and promoting internal health. Archaeologists uncovered writings on colon health and cleansing set down by the ancient Egyptian and Mesopotamian societies dating all the way back to 5000 BC. The writings of Hippocrates, Plato, Aristotle, Galen, Pottery, and Da Vinci reveal that the founding fathers of modern medicine understood and practiced early methods of cleansing the colon for a wide variety of conditions and afflictions. And an example of the methods that were used in the 1600s bring on the 21st century. By the late 19th century and early 20th century, you can see how much technology had evolved, although this was also the time that the use of colon hydrotherapy and enemas began to lose favor among the medical community. Why? Laxatives and other drugs became commercially more available, and it became a very big business. 19th century, we can thank Dr. Kellogg for rejuvenating the importance of colon hydrotherapy in the treatment of many diseases. And our father of modern holistic medicine, Dr. Edgar Cayce. The first step to total body health: every organ, gland, cell in the body is affected by the condition of the large intestine. In 1932, Dr. Russell would be the first to document the term colonic irrigation, also known as colon hydrotherapy. And Dr. Norman Walker, I do not think that there's a poop whisperer out there that does not use his reference colon hydrotherapy chart. He was a pioneer, a student of life health and nutrition. He gave you the hydraulic juicer and one of my favorite books written on colon health. So welcome to the 21st century. Professional colon hydrotherapy benefits continues to be rediscovered globally and regarded as one of the foremost among treatments and technologies. Colon health as it should be. Dr. Walker speaks. Cleanse your colon for health and longevity. Every colon, every organ, gland, and cell in the body is affected by the condition of the colon. Not to cleanse the colon is like having the entire garbage collecting staff in your city go on strike for days on end. The accumulation of the garbage in the streets creates putrid, odoriferous, unhealthy gases which are dispersed into the atmosphere. Who is ready to receive colon hydrotherapy? And now it is time to discuss my favorite topic of conversation. Let's talk about poop. What goes in should come out. So based on how many times a day we are eating is how many times a day we should be releasing. So this is what our colon should look like when we are born into this world, and this is what ends up happening. It's not an unusual thing, guys, because the colon is a muscle. Peristalsis is the wave-like action that moves the matter out. But why does this happen? Well, I can tell you something that happened. We've been plunged into a chemically laden, artificial process world. Everything's changed. Our nutrition was always supposed to be our medicine, and our medicine was always supposed to be our nutrients. We always come back to a continuing conversation of education around how important that is. The overuse of antibiotics, laxatives, and even too much fiber at times, if it's not the right time. What I mean by that is for people that are chronically and acutely constipated, as I was, when I bulked up on fiber, oh my goodness. Well, if peristalsis wasn't able to get out what was there, I wasn't able to move out that fiber. And for some people, they find themselves in the ER. Environmental absolutely affects us. And there's this little thing called stress. And when that happens, the colon is a muscle. And so what happens is that muscle contracts as well. And then when things that have been in there for a while, they can end up staying a lot longer. And that's not a good thing. The colon's function is elimination and hydration. And here is what a lot of people don't recognize. 70, and now they're saying 80% of our immune system belongs to the colon to care for. It is a marriage like no other. So the question that we want to be asking ourselves is, how well is my colon being looked after by my immune system if my colon is full of waste? And the reality is this: we do not wake up with a flu or cold, or far worse, a diagnosis, and we do not wake up full of waste. Because our body systems are so wonderfully created, our body can actually sustain itself in an unhealthy place for quite some time until we do something to make ourselves feel better. There are way too many people out there that are suffering, silently suffering, and the body was designed to thrive, not just survive. One of the most profound reasons why this process is so very important is because of the work of Dr. Gershon. The gut has its own brain. We will be speaking more about this later in the webinar. When you take care of the colon will take care of the immune system, and the immune system will take care of you. So let's talk about the process itself. Welcome to your personal trainer, your physical therapist, to bring the colon back to its place of timely elimination. We work with a closed gravity flow system. Disposables are used, water moves in, and matter moves out. We have access to the full length of your colon, whether it's 4.5, 5.5, or greater in feet. We know exactly where we are at all times. There are different consistencies. I'm going to go back to this other screen for a moment. There are different consistencies. So the descending side of the colon is where there is formed stool when it moves out. Look like poop balls to us. The transverse colon, when it releases through the instrument, is mud or mush, yellow or gold tones, and it's in the vicinity of the gallbladder and the liver. The ascending colon right here, and the cecum. The cecum is the most toxic, and when that releases through the instrument, it can be thick like tar. It can feel really hot because it's so toxic. And then guys, gas is everywhere. That's another way that the body releases toxins, is through the passing of gas. Quite remarkable is just how much waste the colon can hold. But remembering that it is a muscle, and so it needs to expand and contract, because of course it would be necessary considering what it's housing. What a lot of people don't realize is, and this is the colonic of when someone's receiving care, right, in this direction. And so this is the yesterdays and the yester weeks. And when that moves out, it gives us access to the yester months and the yester years. Yikes. So I'll tell you that without exception, the amount of undigested food that we see in most every human being is staggering. We can literally tell them what they had for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So what does that mean? Well, we are assuming that everyone can perfectly digest their foods, and that is simply not true. And we assume that all of the nutrients gets to the cell, and that is not necessarily the truth either. This is why taking digestive enzymes and a probiotic strain of some kind on a daily basis should be more readily available than salt and pepper on the table. This is a slide that you can come back to referencing the food transit time. Frequently asked questions. Here's a popular one. What's the difference between an enema and a colonic? With an enema, which of course is what they were using all those centuries ago, is in effect going to release waste from the lower quadrant where the sigmoid is. And if somebody has some experience, then they will be able to release from the descending side, which is 1 foot. So what is that leaving, guys? The average colon can be 4.5, 5.5, or greater feet. So with the process of colon hydrotherapy, we have access to all that's there. There is no such thing as a roto-rooter colonic, which is really good news. And so there is a process in which you can support colon health optimally so that it can take care of that very important marriage between the immune system and the colon. And that is something that we share with our clients after they've had the experience and the understanding of how important this process can be. And then before the completion of their session, we do talk about what a journey would look like to support colon health optimally if they should choose to continue. In regards to contraindications and indications of why somebody should need a colonic. So a contraindication is going to be, I won't be able to cover all of them, but some of them would be pregnancy, diverticulitis, colitis, certain specific cancers, and someone that has had a resectioning of their colon or small intestine. As far as who needs a colonic, well, let's go back and reference what we just spoke about the 80% of the immune system relying upon the sewer system, the marriage. When you take care of the colon will take care of the immune system, and the immune system will take care of you. Happy colon, happy life. That's why it's important for each and every one of us to take this into great consideration. And especially with current times, it is so very important that we put things in place to make sure that we are protecting our immune system. Gas, bloating. I'm going to move this screen a little bit, guys. Okay, so the gas bloating, what to do for true digestive relief when your gut acts up. We have individuals that suffer from severe gastroesophageal disorders like GERD. So the process of colon hydrotherapy absolutely makes a tremendous difference. In my opinion, it makes all the difference in the world when you put the enzymes with the process of the colon hydrotherapy, which is synergistic harmony at its finest. Colonoscopies. Very important. Colonoscopy versus colon hydrotherapy. Colonoscopies are very important and incredibly effective for removing any polyps or identifying other visual, obvious, and wanted disease entities, and yet they do not address anything regarding functionality. So in the process of colon hydrotherapy, it seeks to restore not only the regulated intestinal contractions, which is known as peristalsis, for the optimal waste removal, but it also removes the toxins from the walls to optimize nutritional absorption from the foods we eat, and along with what? Enzymes. In case I haven't told you guys, thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your patience in my epic moment of my first webinar. So now I have a story to tell. Okay. So 10 benefits, more benefits, it's exponential, guys, of colon hydrotherapy along with the enzymes to make the digestive system more effective, maintain regularity, and prevents constipation. And it absolutely will influence a weight release journey, because if the colon is not where it wants to be and needs to be, that person will have a challenging time to release the weight. It increases energy, concentration. Colon hydrotherapy improves the whole body well-being. Happy colon, healthy you. And I say, happy colon, happy soul. The gut has a brain of its own is one of the very most important topics that we will be discussing today. Dr. Gershon, this is not a metaphor. The gut has a separate nervous system. The separate nervous system is known as the ENS, enteric nervous system. Is a collection over 100 million neurons embedded within the lining of the gastrointestinal system. It blows my mind every time I speak this. The gut-brain connection, serotonin and neurotransmitters that people regularly will think in the brain, right, are commonly, and the greater percentage is produced within the gut. And this is exactly why we refer to the gut as the emotional core. The ENS is the seat of the emotion and feeling. People that reach for comfort foods, people that are consumed with fear, understandably, over our current world circumstances. These are red flags that we need to calm and clear our second brain. I'm going to speak to you about something that's been very powerful in my life, as in exactly how to do that. Dr. Fuller spoke these words years ago, and it absolutely resonated within every fiber of my being. We are a spiritual being in a biochemical body, electrically stimulated, emotionally controlled. That sounds like a webinar coming in the future. There's also another great mind, cellular biologist, Dr. Bruce Lipton. Biology of belief. This is huge. This is huge. The moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite the chemistry of your body. And when we are in fear relative to the nervous system, what's happening is the parasympathetic response is stuck in fight or flight. And there's a simultaneous collision course that absolutely could be happening with your vagal response that will affect your heart rate and your blood pressure. That is why, even if you have to fake it, change your perception of what you are thinking, and the moment you do that, it will rewrite the chemistry of your body. That is so powerful. The digestive system. And where does the food go after we eat? I'm not going to spend a lot of time into the clinical conversation about this. It's a great illustration, though. You want to come back, share it with your clients, your patients. What I want to leave you with, though, here is that it's 30 feet. That's a long ways. And we know that we do not make enough enzymes to meet our needs or to be sure that the nutrients that we are bringing in are being delivered to the cell. The ripple effect of toxicity, and a great book written by Lisa Halfrick. Thank you. Hi, darling. Hope you're out there. Another example of the importance of enzymes. Everything leads back to digestion or the lack thereof. All systems rely on digestion. So let's take a moment and talk about what are these enzymes in our body. Enzymes are biological molecules, proteins, that act as catalysts and help complex reactions occur everywhere in life. They're responsible for every chemical reaction within our collective body systems. They are the reason why we can see, hear, think, smell, and to have this very conversation. They're responsible for the absorption and metabolism of our nutrients and minerals, the elimination of waste, and they embrace the journey of our hormones. Do we live to eat, or do we eat to live? We have our clients answer this in different kinds of ways. They say, I love food, I'm hungry. Then that would be accurate. Although, if that is the thinking, then perhaps it is time for a paradigm shift, because in fact, we are eating to live. Why? Because of the trillions of cells in our body. They are the fundamental unit of life, and they rely upon specific enzymes and nutrition, which is why I am so passionate about biochemical individualism, which we will be discussing a little later. Digestion, eating for our cell, getting nutrients to our cell is all enzyme dependent. They need to be in the cell for the cell to work. Oh, wow, look at that. Huh. I wonder if that slide's a mistake. I think not. So what are you guys looking at? That's a house. And it seems like there's a problem with the foundation. So what I want you to do is imagine that you just built your dream home and you are seeing it for the very first time. You step back to take it all in, and then your eyes drop down. What happened to the foundation? Where is it? So ask yourself this question. What's going to happen to your dream home? What's going to happen? Over time, it'll crack and it will deteriorate. And this is why it is absolutely vital that you protect the body, which is the temple of your soul. Let's give it the foundation that it needs to thrive and not just survive. A body without knowledge is like a house without a foundation. Let's take a moment and talk about these three enzymes. The digest is facilitating the digestion of the nutrients, being sure that they are delivered to where? The cell. The probiotic is providing a colonization of the good friendlies, as there is a free radical block party going on in there 24/7, and also timely elimination. The protease supports immune modulation, circulation, and detoxification of the blood. It supports the blood rheology. And when taken throughout the day, these three enzymes work together synergistically to create a balance within the biological terrain, so that when you are bringing in the right nutrition, you're clearing away the waste, then your body will be able to manage its resources in a way that it was not able to do before. The foods that we are eating alone is not enough to support the importance of the enzymes within the collective body systems, as they are the catalyst for all things. And that is why it is vital that we supplement. You know, we have clients that come in and they literally have bags full of supplements. I'm always happy to look, provided there's no fillers, which Transformation Enzymes has none. But if there is not a digest, a probiotic strain, and a proteolytic enzyme, protease, then what they have is very expensive poop. Why? Because these enzymes that are the foundation, it's what makes everything else work to optimalize. The enzymes are the catalysts. I want to share something with you about the way that we practice. We start with the foundation first and foremost. We have people that have come to us through the years that are ill with cancer, autoimmunes, and when they look at those three bottles, they are looking around to see where is everything else. They literally almost have an anxiety attack. And so here's the thing, because of how these three enzymes work together to create the balance within their biological terrain, so that they can manage their resources. We want to see what they're made of. Maybe they can get rid of those aches and pains or other digestive issues just with the foundation. And we do have Transformation has amazing support products that we can bring in if it's necessary. But we want to honor the body that is the temple of the soul to see what it's made of, because we are designed to be able to heal with the right tools. The foundation, guys, that's where we begin. This is one of the most powerful videos that Dr. Fuller has done. And I know that Tiana has put a link in, and I would absolutely say to please take 7 minutes and watch this video. It'll change your life with the truth on enzymes. I've also included these slides for your reference that speak to you about the digest, benefits of their probiotic formulas, and their systemic proteolytic enzymes, and all that they do, and they facilitate my favorite topic. One of the most important topics of conversation to me is the biochemical individualism, known as a science-based body typing. We are all unique based on our genetic predisposition, our DNA. The body can absolutely heal itself. So in my generation growing up, it was all about the vegetarians. And I remember seeing some of my friends that were vegetarians, and they didn't look so good. And what you'll learn in the 4 biochemical types is that not everyone can tolerate raw foods. And the science is based on a specific measurement of the clavicle distance and the ASIS points. And Transformation is amazing with the education that they can provide you for the understanding. And yes, we do work with biodesign, which is a validation system, testing, stress indicators. But I got to tell you that this is the best validation that you can implement within your clinic, because it goes way above and beyond just what you should and shouldn't be eating. People are eating good foods that aren't good for them, and that's going to create the same ripple effect of toxicity within the body. But also, it was the finding in the testing that was done, and when the results came back, it not only showed that each one of the 4 biochemical types was lacking a specific digestive enzyme, and one of them multiple digestive enzymes. Also, the testing revealed an overstimulated gland from the endocrine system that could govern health propensities. This, I've never seen anything like this, and it's why I'm so incredibly passionate about it. And I want to get this in everybody's hands, because think about it, you can measure and understand a toddler, and you want to speak to Amy and Tiana over there specifically, about that. And I'm hoping that we can bring a workshop to you, because this is so important for me to be able to carry on this legacy. Dr. Fuller, you're amazing. Thank you so much for blessing this world with your biochemical individualism. It's life-changing. So I'm going to move through these slides, and I'm going to speak to you at the same time about, you have para, estro, supra, and neuro. The para, that Dr. Fuller, that's the group I fell into. And so the paras measure the same distance in the clavicle and the ASIS points. If we are to carry weight in our life, we're going to evenly distribute it everywhere, which at one point I carried a lot of weight, but you never would have known that I did, because we evenly distribute it everywhere. And the enzyme that we're deficient in is the amylase for the digestion of the carbs that I most certainly craved when I grew up, and I wasn't making good choices back then. I am now, by the way. And the health concerns, and so this is extraordinary, because when you learn the understanding, you are going to be able to teach your clients And they're going to learn and they're going to grow, they're going to understand. I got to tell you, when we have people here in our biodesign clinic and they learn this information, we have a box of tissues in every room around here, because the tears start to flow. Because when they're reading from the beautiful booklets that you will have to be able to give your clients, they're reading about their journey in life that they've been searching for answers for so long, and they finally have them. And it changes everything. And this is the piece. It's not just the foods, it's the understanding of what these health propensities can be. And what we're hoping with our clients is that when they see their information, that they're not checking every single one of these things off, that we have a moment in time so that now we can put the right nutrition in place based on the biochemical individualism, work with specific enzymes to meet their needs. And then the clearing of the waste, they'll be able to manage their resources, and their body is designed to heal. The estro, how am I doing on time here, guys? Okay, so the estros, they gain weight in their hips and their thighs. They are lacking the lipase for the digestion of the fats. And so they have other things that are going on within the reproductive system, as it's the female gonadals, or for the men, this is the male gonadals. And so everybody has their journey, and men and women can be either one. To be able to have the understanding of this knowledge the earlier the better in your life, literally would change their course of direction of their health and well-being. The supras, they're the ones that are broad in their shoulders and they're more narrow. They carry their weight in their girth, guys, which, you know, every biochemical type has their own journey. And so these guys can be at greater risk of cardiovascular disease, because that weight gain is in the vicinity of all those vital organs, and they're lacking the proteolytic enzymes, the proteases, for the digestion of what they crave the most, which is the proteins. And so, you know, they're your meat and potatoes, and they love their salt, and then they want you to pass their glass of Cabernet, please. So there's some slides also that speak about the personality traits. It's fun. That's not what the science is based on, but it's really fun, and it's really accurate. Really fabulous information. I can't speak to this enough. So again, the supras, it's their adrenals, guys. They're in adrenal fatigue, and they don't even know it. And here's the list of what their journey can look like. And then you have the neuros, and the neuros are the ones that showed, where's my little clicker here? Yeah, so the neuros, they lacked several digestive enzymes, multiple, which reflects in the BIA, body impedance analysis, that they can have a weaker constitution. It can reflect in their phase angle. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. And, you know, when they're sitting here with me, with us, everyone here is amazing in the care they provide. You know, they feel cursed. They feel cursed, and you know, they're very symptomatic, sensitive to herxing, like a herx response. Just even looking at that bottle of digest, and they start to have a herx reaction. You know, and so I love working with all people. I really love working with neuros, because when I look at them and I say to them, "How blessed are you?" And no one's ever spoken that to them, and they're looking at me like, "You're crazy, lady." The reason why I say that, guys, is because their body will not deny them to not listen. And that is something that we all want to wake up on a daily basis and say, "Good morning, body, and what is it that you want for me to receive today so that I can learn and grow?" We are not one-dimensional. We're not one-dimensional. And that's another webinar, because we're so much more than that. You know, the collective body systems, the 11 body system that Dr. Fuller speaks about, which is so powerful, they're made up of organs and tissues. And those organs and tissues are made up of cells. The cells are made up of molecules. The molecules are made up of atoms. The atoms are made up of subanatomical particles, and the subanatomical particles are made up of energy. And that is something I'm so passionate about teaching. So what is all that? I mean, when you look into a mirror, what do you see? You see your reflection, right? But it's because of all of that that's happening that gives us the gift to be able to look into the mirror and see that amazing reflection looking back. I love that. You can't tell I have passion, can you? All right, hang on a second. Where are we? So the neuros are lacking multiple digestive enzymes, and they have their own journey that they're on. And so, you know, here's what would happen if you guys have a dinner party and you invite one of each. Somebody's going to be cooking in the kitchen all night long because each one of the biochemical types is going to have a different plate in front of them, which is really awesome because with your the booklets that will speak to you about your biochemical type, they also have created this wonderful illustration that breaks down visual. You know, I think we're all visual, and it lets you see what the perspection proportions are of exactly what the percentages are that you should be eating based on your biochemical type. I do have some case studies that I'd like to share with you. And Tiana, anytime that you need to chime in, I don't want to run over on time, and we're getting close, guys, okay? Tiana, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, you're doing great, and you have about 9 minutes.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, so this case study was a 9-year-old boy. These were many years ago, guys. And when he came in, he had no energy to play. He was raging. He couldn't sleep at night. He wanted to sleep during the day. He was depressed. A 9-year-old. He was depressed. He didn't want to go out and climb a tree. Now, he had been on Adderall since he was 5. And he was working with the doctor. The parents brought him in because they didn't recognize their own child and they wanted to wean him off. And they were doing that with the doctor's guidance. The bio-design analysis that we did showed that there was extreme stress in all of the collective body systems. Red, every single one red. He's 9. He's 9 years old. His phase angle was a 5.4. I want to speak to this for one moment. The phase angle, we work with the body impedance analysis, which it measures the electrodes on the hands and the feet, and it measures the reactance and the resistance of the cells. The baseline is a 6.7. So as above, it's going to mean something just as if it is below. As an example, I would expect to see a 9-year-old that absolutely had a phase angle far greater than a 5.4. This is reflective of the journey that he was on. We started him on, first of all, I profiled him on his biochemical type, which he was a para. Now, the Zyme line was Dr. Fuller's first line, and also formulated, it's great for kids, it's great for the neuros, and again, this is why it's so important for the biochemical individualism, because there's different protocols. And so again, as I shared, you have an extraordinary validation support system within the learning of biochemical individualism. So I made the decision based on that, and in speaking to his parents, that we would start him on the TPP protease. And that's what we did. TPP protease, 2 a day. We did the digest, we did the Planetophilus, 3 at bedtime. 1 month later, I get a phone call. Now I had the mom, her name in my phone, and I saw her calling. I answered the phone and she is sobbing. And I am praying. I don't know what's going on. And then she spoke to me and she said, "Thank you so much. Our child is back. He's outside, he's playing, he's laughing as a 9-year-old could be." And that was 1 month. That's all we did is the foundation products. And his phase angle jumped up to a 6.4 and continued to journey on from there. Truly amazing. The next case study is very near and dear to my heart. 73-year-old female, stage 4 breast cancer, metastasized to the bone. She was given a few months to live. Extreme stress in all the collective body systems showed during biodesign. She was a neuro. We put her on the appropriate cancer protocol for neuro. They found me because of Dr. Dickey Fuller when they went to search for answers because there was no hope that they were given. And they found her work and they were guided to me. And 2 years, guys, 2 years. She did amazing. She blessed her family. They were so grateful to have these 2 years with her. She did fall and she broke her hip. But she gave her blessed family 2 years. And that was a lifetime for them. This next case study, and yes, you are reading that correctly, is a female dog, age 4, Great Pyrenees cattle dog. Yes. Our dogs have the same digestive system, just a smaller version of. He was found unresponsive with black gums. A client of mine who's a doctor, she called me. She took the dog that was over 100 and something pounds with her son's help to the vet. She actually was able to go into her home and she had a bottle of rescue remedy that she poured down his throat. The vet said there's no hope at all whatsoever. His collective body systems were all shutting down. She knew the reason why she was going there is because she wanted the testing. She wanted the testing. She knew she was not going to heed the recommendation. And she moved on to going to a natural practitioner, and they did a testing, more than likely a measuring of the biochemistry, I'm not sure specifically, or kinesiology and muscle testing, and they found that the dog had ingested a poisonous mushroom. And so she said to me, Devra, I know because you have spoken so many times to me about how important enzymes are, what more can we do? Now, I want to speak this to you is that they said that there was no way that this animal was going to make a full recovery, that there would be neurological damage forever. So we put her on TPP protease, digest, probiotic, L-drain, K-drain, liver detox, administered 3 times a day through a syringe. And yes, you can see what happened 1 month later. Full recovery, no neurological damage at all whatsoever. Guys, we are so close to being there. Just stay with me for a moment. I would like to give you the simple path to your success, the 4 ways to improve your digestion. Give your body the nutrients it needs. Embrace the teaching of biochemical individuality so that you can be sure that you are giving your clients the right nutrients that they need based on biochemical individualism. Clear away the waste, the synergy between the colon hydrotherapy and the enzymes. Allow your body to manage its resources. That is exactly what the foundation will provide. Number 4, transformation enzymes. The need has never been greater for transformation enzymes. Thank you today for being here. And as we have nourished our body, our mind, and our soul, and as we do, it offers us a deeper insight, growth, and nurturing so that we can feel more balance within the flow of life. I believe the brighter you shine your light, the more radiant the world becomes. Shine bright. Thank you.
Thank you, Devra. That was a fantastic presentation. We so appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you so much, even with the hiccups. And I want to thank you guys. So I know that I took up a lot of the time, and I want to thank each one of you for being here today. And if you have any questions in regards to, I know that those questions will be presented to Transformation. Pathways to Health, Wellness Spa and Clinic, we are honored to be on this journey with you, celebrating 20 years.
I will also put a link in the chat box of how to find Devra online if you feel like reaching out to her or want to learn more about Pathways. I want to take this moment to remind everyone we do have monthly specials going on. One of the specials that we're doing is our virtual training for our biochemical individualism. A couple of you asked about that. It is on sale this month for just $249, and that is $100 off the normal price. So it is a great time to learn more about that. Devra kind of just gave you a little teaser, and it truly is a wonderful thing to implement into your practice. Right now, also, we have buy 8 TPP Lipo, get 4 free. Purchase all 3 of our foundational products and get a free bottle of Lipo. Also, purchase 4 of our Healthy Gut program, which is our foundation kit with the foundational products that Devra spoke about, and you'll get 2 of those free. We do still have our April seminar going on. It's April 3rd through 5th. Last I heard, we are taking this day by day with all of this stuff in the news. There are certain things that are out of our control, but at the moment we are proceeding, heading forward, and look forward to sharing all of this awesome information with y'all. Again, thank you for being with us. Our number is 713-266-2117, and you can also email us at orders@tecenzymes.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely day.